Hey guys. This is kind of a spur of the moment thing. I'll do my Agent Carter review tomorrow when I have more time, more free time to do it. But I feel like I need to do this right now before I start crying. I just got news online that Leonard Nimoy passed away today at the age of 83. For those who don't know, and shame on you for not knowing, Leonard Nimoy is best known for playing the legendary Mr. Spock on Star Trek, and he's been doing it for, and his most recent portrayal was in Star Trek Into Darkness. He was basically an icon in science fiction. I mean, honestly, even if you didn't watch Star Trek, you knew who Mr. Spock was. You had to. He was the Vulcan. He was the guy with the pointy ears who always did this. And I grew up with him. I grew up with Mr. Spock. I grew up with Star Trek. I grew up. I grew up with him always saying that's illogical, sir, and all that, and and just hearing that he's no longer with us just kind of breaks my heart, even though I knew it was inevitable, because he's not really Mr. Spock, and I know this, but to me he's an icon. He's a legend. And it's just one of those things. The same thing with when I heard Robin Williams died. You realize even legends can die, and it just really breaks my heart. I mean, the actors of the Marvel Cinematic Universe will one day die too. I mean, it's inevitable. It is. But it just kind of hits you hard when you find out one of your childhood icons is they're no longer with you. I do want to kind of keep this short though. I do want to tell a story about Leonard Nimoy, and it happened last year. So last year I went to Fanboy Expo, which a lot of you may remember me mentioning in my Maleficent review. I remember looking online and just seeing, and it said Leonard Nimoy will make an appearance at Fanboy Expo for anyone with a VIP pass, and it was through Skype. He was going to do an interview through Q&A through Skype. And I said, I sold. I mean, I already knew Kevin Conroy was going to be there, but Leonard Nimoy is what made me go, I need to get the VIP pass. So my 23-year-old ass runs to my mom and says, hey, give me your card, I will pay you back. And she just went, how much? $100. What the hell? I said, Mom, I have a reason. Okay, Leonard Nimoy's going to be at Fanboy Expo. I promise I will pay you back. And so she gave me the card. I bought the tickets. I bought the ticket, and I waited, and I waited, and the more anticipation for this, the more excited I was, because I was just counting down the days to when I got to see the legendary Leonard Nimoy. Maybe not in the flesh, but I get to see him. I get to know that he's there, that he's real. And sorry, And so when I finally did, I get on the bus. I'm already mad because I'm mad because I just saw a crappy movie the other night, as you guys probably saw. And when I get and I can't remember if it was Friday or Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday. I go back. I'm slightly hungover because a friend me and a friend partied the night before, but I was starting to recover, and I was in line to get a selfie with Doug Jones. Because Doug Jones and I kind of became somewhat acquaintable friends. But it was taking forever. He likes to talk, blah, blah, blah. So when I finally did get my selfie with him, I was late by a couple of minutes. But I ran to the panel. I ran and just went, oh my God, I'm going to be late. And I was. Even with a VIP pass, the guy at the door would not let me in. And I was like, dude, I'm sorry. I was stuck at something else. I tried to get here as fast as I could. Please, would you let me in? He goes, no, I can't. I'm like, dude, I have a VIP pass. I'm allowed in, am I not? Even with a VIP pass, he's like, no, dude, you gotta pay to get in. I'm like, that's bullshit. So the reason I went there in the first place was slowly being crushed by this douchebag who I later talked to at the bar, and he's actually nice. He's a nice enough dude. He apologized for what he did. So, sorry. But yeah, my hopes of seeing Mr. Spot, who I have a left ear here that I sometimes call my Vulcan ear. Sometimes I pretend I'm half Vulcan, like him. It's slowly being crushed. So I had the idea to run to the booth, run to the ticket booth and say, look, I don't have a whole lot of money, but this guy will not let me in. I'm just a couple of minutes late. That's it. I really want to see Leonard Nimoy. And turns out, this is the wife of the owner of Fanboy Expo. I just ran up to beg to be let in by the owner's wife. And she says, well, don't you have a VIP pass? And I said, yes I do. And he still won't let me in. He says I gotta buy a Leonard Nimoy ticket, which would be awesome if I had the money at the moment. And she goes, okay, I will see what I can do. And I follow her back to the auditorium, and she says, well, why aren't you letting this guy in? It's like, well, he's late. And it's like, hold on, let me see what I can do. And she goes in to talk to, I assume, her husband or whoever, and then she comes back out and she goes, you can come in. Granted, I feel bad for the other people who were late as well, but every man for himself. I was going in. And so when I walked in, I saw his face on the screen, and I'm like, oh my God, it's him. It's actually him. Right there with his face so far into the camera, it's covering everything. And so, I find my friends, I sit next to them. Again, just like with Kevin Conroy, when he signed my copy of Arkham City, I was about to cry because I was seeing Leonard Nimoy. And I was happy because I can finally die happy knowing that I met one of my icons, one of my heroes, basically. I get to die happy because I've always wanted to see Leonard Nimoy. I've always said, if there's one person I want to see, if there's like one of the many people I want to see before I die, it is Leonard Nimoy. It is. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to use that phrase, but that's how I felt, because I knew I would die. I didn't think Mr. Spock would. Because he's a legend. And so I just sit there. I sit there for the next 45 minutes listening to people ask questions to Mr. Nimoy, and then he starts singing the Bilbo Baggins song, which made everyone cheer. He was talking about how William Shatner was kind of an ass to DeForest Kelly, and always pulling pranks on him, and all that, just everything, and it was great. It made me happy, just the fact that I get to see and hear Leonard Nimoy. But I mean, really, if there was indeed one question I would have asked is, what the hell was he thinking about being in Transformers 3? I mean, and I know, like, one of the reasons why is because he was Galvatron, but whatever, like, but that just made me happy. It did. And so yeah, that's the end of my Leonard Nimoy story. That is. And I'm just really wanting tears to come down my eyes right now. I do. But I can assure you, I am heartbroken right now. I am deeply saddened. And it really just breaks my heart to know that we'll probably never see Leonard Nimoy as Spock ever again, except, like, you know what? No, I will see him again. I will see him on my copies of Star Trek, the original series. I'll watch it on I'll be watching on Netflix. I'll watch the movies again. I'll even watch the new ones again, just so I can see Leonard Nimoy again as Mr. Spock. I will. Hell, I'll watch the original Transformers animated movie where he plays Galvatron. I'll watch that so I can just hear his voice again. Because he's not really gone to us. He's Mr. Spock. He will live on. He will. So I just wanna end this. Go ahead and end this, because I've already rambled on long enough, and I just want to go ahead and cry. Mr. Nimoy, I just want to say thank you for giving us one of the greatest characters in science fiction history. Thank you for making me know that smart people can be awesome. And I'm sorry. You may not have known me at all, but to me, you have and always will be my friend. And Nate, I just want to also say, may your spirit live long and prosper. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Her ongoing mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life forms and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before.